Hello everybody, so I'm back with a new video, and since maybe you've had enough of the JotScript, today I would like to introduce a new stylus, the first of a series of styluses I will be reviewing this year. It's simply called Ink, and it's made by Kregel, a company you might know for one of their other products, the iPen. I will compare the Ink to the JotScript because for now it's the only other fine tip stylus I have. Let's go right into it with a quick unboxing. As you can see, it's a very neat package, nicely done. It's cardboard based, and I like the way the package is used to explain very simply how it works, as you can see here on the back. Inside you have the stylus, obviously, and again you can see how the package is part of the instructions. Here we learn how to power the ink on and off, so you don't have to spend time looking for that information. At the bottom we have a little compartment with two quadruple-A batteries and two replaceable pen tips, which is more than what we get with the script, which doesn't offer any replacement tips. But maybe it's just that the ink tips last longer, and only time will tell us that. So let's install the battery inside the ink. For that, I just have to unscrew the back of the stylus. It's very simple. I just follow the clear instructions you saw earlier on the back of the package. Now, as you can see, it looks a lot like a regular pen, even more than the JotScript. With the battery in, it weighs a little more than the JotScript, which is a good thing in my opinion, and it is roughly the same length. I think it looks better than the JotScript, but one drawback from the choices they made about this glossy material here is that it catches fingerprints a lot. But on the other hand, I think this design has two advantages. First, it has this little hook, I don't know how else to call it. I think it looks good, but more importantly, it will prevent the stylus from falling off the table, which can be a problem with the JotScript. The second thing is the way you turn it on and off. On the JotScript, you have a button which is not easy to find blindly. Turning the ink on and off is way easier. A little light here will tell you when it's on, and you just have to turn the back of the stylus like that. One thing though, you have to turn it off yourself to save battery power, because unlike the JotScript, the ink does not go to sleep automatically. Now let's move on to the most important part of the stylus, the tip. Both the JotScript and the ink have fine tips, which are roughly the same size. But the huge difference between the two is that the ink has a soft rubber tip, which is completely different from the resin tip of the JotScript. This means three things. First, you won't have the very nice ballpen experience you have with the JotScript because of this squishy point. Also, this stylus is even less likely to scratch the screen, as for all rubber tip styluses. And last but not least, the ink is completely silent, which is good news for all the people who thought the JotScript was too noisy. Just listen. Unfortunately, the price for all these advantages is that the result does not look as nice as with the JotScript. Here you have a first example of handwriting, and if you watched any of my other videos about the JotScript, you already see that my handwriting does not look as good here with the ink. If you didn't watch these videos, you can click on the link in the bottom. You can find the little text I'm writing here along with the same text written with the JotScript in the video description, so you can see the difference. Another drawback of the ink is that it does not connect to the iPad, unlike the script, which means you'll lose some very nice features like palm rejection. It also means that the result won't depend on the app, and that's why I'm only using GoodNotes in this video. Again, if you want to learn more about this app, don't forget to check out my review by clicking on this link. Since the ink can't be paired with the iPad, you can see here that the Bluetooth is disabled. Now, this doesn't mean you can't be precise with the ink. Actually, the offset by default is less important than with the JotScript. When you write straight lines or when you write quickly, it's pretty good, as you can see. Unfortunately, things get worse as soon as you slow down like this. If you remember well, the JotScript had some problems with drawing lines at 45 degrees, but that didn't seem to have an impact on handwriting. With the ink, however, this phenomenon seems way worse, and I'm afraid that's one way to explain why handwriting doesn't look as nice with the ink. Moreover, without the Bluetooth connection, it would be much harder to enhance this using the software, via an SDK for example. There's also something about the ink I find a little bit strange. It's that it doesn't work on the iPhone 5, 5C or 5S. You can see that, for example, with my iPhone 5S. It's a bit surprising, but these iPhones are indeed not in the list of compatible devices. So you should really take that into consideration if you have an iPhone 5 or newer and wish to use it with the stylus. Finally, I want to do a quick recap of some important things I showed you about the ink, which is on top here. You can turn it on and off just by turning the back of the device, but you have to turn it off because it doesn't go to sleep automatically. It doesn't make any noise thanks to the rubber tip, but it doesn't connect to the iPad, so you don't have any palm rejection. It doesn't work on some iPhones, and it comes with 2 replacement tips. Finally, it costs $75, but it is currently on sale at $45. So that's all about the Kregel ink. I think the overall experience is better with the JotScript, but at $45 it might be a good alternative for those who were not satisfied by the JotScript for the noise it makes or for its button, for example. Me, I think I will use it in situations where I need to write big on the screen, like when I'm giving lectures, but for my everyday handwriting I'm going to stick with the JotScript. Well, that's it for today. This is my first video in a month, but don't worry, I will go back on a more regular schedule now, and my goal is to do at least 2 or 3 videos a month, as long as I have interesting things to say. Thank you for watching, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and to share this video as much as possible, and see you next week. Bye bye!